Today's show focuses on the retail sector. We start in the capital city to meet Busi Mqingwana, owner of the Runner's Store. Busi left a cushy job as a senior legal advisor to pursue business. She tells us about the change of careers and the challenges of a retail business. We then travel to Rustenberg to meet Deepmoon Ramagaga, founder of a boutique store named Deepmoon Emporium, which specializes in special occasions wear. Despite challenges of losing all her stock because of theft, Deepmoon has managed to keep the business going. Retail plays a vital role in South Africa's economy. South African retail markets is expected to swell to 1.46 trillion by the end of 2016, with the market populated by local fashion apparel.
I think the retail industry is currently facing exciting times, change and ever-changing, challenging times.
We have this growing market amongst the youth that's really interested in fashion.
At 26.5%, Gauteng contributes to the largest share of gross value added in the retail sector.
I mean, with day-to-day clothing, consumers are looking for quality, good value for quality as well. So consumers don't mind spending less as long as they get value for that.
Busi Mqingwana, she has thrown all her cards in lapho khona ke funa ukusungula ibhizinisi lakhe. Kuyona ke lenkundla lena ke enobulukhuni ukuthi umuntu angangena kuyona. Namhlanje uxoxisana nathi ukuthi uhambo lakhe lwezamabhizinisi lihamba kanjani. Futhi yaphinda asitshele ukuthi ke isiphi ke isizathu ayenaso esamenza ukuthi ayekele umsebenzi wakhe.
My name is Busi Mqingwana. I am the founder, owner and manager of the Runner's Store. It's a retail store in the Pretoria CBD. And our core business is to sell running clothes. So whether you are starting your 5K, your 10K, or you're already a seasoned runner doing your 42K as well as a Comrades Marathon, we are here to cater for your needs. We also have other value-added services like race registration. If you want to sign up for a race, you can come through. And if you want to join a running club, you can also come through because we have a running club in the name of the store.
Ngisepitori edrobheni lapho khona ngizohlana nentokazi enesitolo sakhe ke sibizwa ngokuthiwa i-Runner's Store. Lapho ke khona bedayisa izimpahla ezokujima ke nezokuzilolonga. Into engifuna ukuyazi ukuthi ke yini into eyenza ibhizinisi lakhe lithuthuke futhi le phambili. Naba lapha emuva ke yena neqembu lakhe ke bathi basashaya ijog. There is why nami ke ngigqoke kanje ngiprepared ukuthi ngibangene ke. Ake sihlale lapho nihleli khona ke sixoxisane ngezamabhizinisi mina naye. Sanibonani. Njani?
How are you?
Good, I'm good.
Good.
So, shall we get going?
We're good to go.
Cool.
Let's get it going.
Wow, Busi.
Sure.
I living in the namhlanje different. I enjoyed that a bit.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, mama. Ngiyazi ukuthi i-background yakho ibikuyilegal.
Yes.
Sekuthiwa kuyi-senior advisor,
Yes.
parastatal.
Yes.
Ngathiwa futhi ubusebenza as an associate futhi
Yeah.
in a legal firm.
Yes.
What decide ukuthi konke lokho it's not enough for you when ufuna ukungena kwezamabhizinisi.
Yes.
Why is that move?
Comfort zone. I decided, let me just break out of the comfort zone. Retail with all the qualifications.
Yeah.
I decided to leave all of that and just start something new that I can build from. And something that I love. I love running.
Yeah.
I love it. Running. I was a size 38. I was weighing 84 kilograms.
Yeah.
But through running, you know, I lost all of that weight and it also helps me emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, and mentally.
Sure. Okay. Sisi, ngiyasibona nasisitolo sihle, nazi impahla ikhona ke la. Kodwa ngaphandle nje ukuthi nidayisa impahla ke zabantu ke abazilolongayo. Yiziphi ezinye izinto ke enizenzayo la ekhaya? Asithi abo value add o mama sizona provider la.
Okay, maningi bhuti. Abantu abathanda ukugijima, let's say abantu abathanda uhamba ama-races on a Saturday. Sinawo ama-races enzeka apha ePretoria. So saregisterisha ama-races. When I was on nemali, ugcwalisa iform, sikunike i-race number yakho, and then come the day of the race, you just rock up at the race uhambe uyogijima. Sinayo ne-running club ekuthiwa yi-Runner Store Athletics Club.
Yes.
And lapho siyakufaka kwi-database yethu ube yi-member, usinike imali, and then uthenge i-running club first.
The Runner Store is different from everyone else. Even though singathenga account, ngifuna ukuthatha imali yami ngiyothenga lapha.
Yes, I would say i-differentiation kwi-product.
Yes.
Ukuthi thina asizufaka, let's say, ama-pants e-cotton just for the sake ukuthi sifuna ukuthengisa. Sithengisa exactly into ezamsiza umuntu angatholi ama-rashes, angatholi i-chaffing. And over and above that, ama-value added services. So it's also an information center. Uyangena lapha sikutshela ukuthi kwenzakalani ngama-races apha ePretoria or eGauteng, siyakusiza ukuthi uregisterishe for i-race. Yeah.
The first time I came to the Runner Store, which is a club that I was run from, I came across Busi and I just saw this loving and caring woman who was so interested in my running journey, and I was quite intrigued that, oh wow, I've never seen anybody, quite showing that kind of interest in my fitness goals. So I kept on coming back to the store, and each time I come into this store, I get a whole lot of motivation to keep on doing what I do. I love the clothes, black, green, cool stuff, yeah, I love it.
My day-to-day activity is similar fruho, ke thoma ka 9 mostly until 6. I'll do admin, then ka assist the customers, then ka assist the club members, or anyone what lang mo shopong or atlonya ka information about the club, even like products that dealing mo shopong.
And when I nje ngomuntu ophethe lesi store, irole yakho yini like hayi?
Mna isikhathi sami esiningi isiya kwi-supply chain. So manager i-stock.
Yes.
Ithi product iphela, funeke ndithi make sure ukuthi ilento iphinde yabuya kwakhona. You can't have ama-shelf end because it's just a turn off to ama-customer, right? And also nendaba ye-payroll, indaba yo-SARS, making sure ukuthi izinto zifale kahle. Ne-marketing, i-social media yenza ndimu. Nama-stakeholder relations. So lama-races wabona lana, let's say lama-flyer. So sithi ke ndimu othi contact ama-organizers and I engage with them.
Ngicela ukuthi mangibuya la ngingabuyise ngizovakasha, maybe ngizobuya ngizoba i-member, ye-club member. Yeah, no, I enjoyed this particularly. Ngithi kuyophola nami namhlanje ngirelax.
Stretch a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much for isikhathi sakho. Sokubona studio again.
Oh, thank you, Puti. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's my thing, is that if you asked me to invest in your business a year ago, I would have said you're mad.
Busi Mqingwana yena kozalelwe eMdantsane, calls Tshwane her home. Phela ke weza lapha ke ePitoli ezofunda. Namhlanje she calls this place her home, away from home. Sithole ithuba lokuthi sixoxisane nabangani bakhe. Abantu ke laba kabamazi kabanzi ke yena uBusi. Futhi bake basitshele ke nangemvelaphi yayo ke lentokazi.
So I met Busi through running, through a mutual friend. So I was already running, and then a friend of mine told me that, oh, there's this Busi who's starting a runner store, and we should meet, basically, because we have a lot in common. Busi is a straightforward, honest, too honest sometimes kind of friend. She won't tell you what you want to hear. She'll tell you what you should hear. She's that kind of friend.
I was born and bred in Mdantsane, that's in the Eastern Cape, raised by a single parent who was a civil servant. I studied most of my life there until the end of high school. I came through to Pretoria in 2003 to do my LLB degree. And 2006 I finished and I went to go work. So the whole idea was to go up the corporate ladder. And in 2014, after being an employee for like 7 years, I just decided I want to start my own business. I got there after being tired of being in a comfort zone. I started getting so uncomfortable with being comfortable. I just thought there has to be more to my life than this. The same old conversations and social setups at work, you know, in the kitchen or at tea, where you're complaining about the boss, you're complaining about this. It's just always complaining. You celebrate the Friday and the month end. And I thought I need to create a life for myself that I don't need to take a break away from.
Busi Mazela primary school. Yeah, standard 2. We were very competitive. I used to compete now with academic stuff. Obviously, that was the only area I could compete now, but she was always ahead of me. But only because I stoked.
Well, I don't know whether he talks academically, whether I was competitive academically, but I felt it probably has to do with the fact that I was raised by a single parent, and I just had this, I still have this girl power spirit within me. I'm a bit of a feminist, so, so if a girl can do it better than a boy, all the better.
Yeah, well, when we heard about the death of Mama Busi, aunt, it was it was a terrible time for everyone, in fact, in our group of friends.
She died in 2013, I was 29. By the time she died, I had already, given back to her. I know when I became admitted as an attorney in 2008, when I called her up to say, hey, the court order has been granted, I'm now an attorney of the High Court, and her response was, okay, she's cool, even if she could die now, she's happy, that's it, she doesn't want anything else from me. So by the time she died, yes, it was hurtful. I still wanted to give her more. I still wanted to take her on holidays and stuff. But I know that 4 years later, or 5 years later after I got admitted, I had already given her all she ever wanted from me.
And, but I think it made her very strong as a person as well. It actually showed her that this life we're living is not, it's an expression.
Busi's passion for the runner's store is evident even in her personal life. Njengamanje usestudio sethu uxoxisana noPepsi lapho khona akazomtshela ukuthi imaphi amasu anawo azomsiza ukundlondlobalisa ibhizinisi lakhe.
My expectations today are that I could get those really tough and challenging questions about my business, just so that I can get to think more, all for the sake of improving it, improving our systems, as well as also making it sustainable and keep it going and expanding. Thank you.
Busi left her cushy job as a senior legal advisor to pursue her passion for running, which she's now turned into a business. Today, she juggles her runners club as well as runs a store that sells running gear. What I'd like to find out is whether she's happy with the decision that she made a few years ago. Busi, welcome to Making Moves.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
See, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Love your energy.
Thank you.
I know this is going to be fun. Your handshake is a bit limp, but we'll work on that.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's cool.
So, your parents sent you to school for so many years, spent millions on your education, well over R1 million on your education, yes, to give you an LLB so you could be a senior lawyer, and then you decide to open a running club. Are you happy with the decision?
I'm still happy with the decision. Never a dull moment in business. I'm never bored. Yes, the cushy, job, the salary, guaranteed income and stuff, but I get to learn so much. I mean, it's been 24 months, close to 24 months. I've learned so much about myself, not only just the business, just myself, my tolerance level as to pain, as to disappointment, rejection. So I'm still in it to win it, I still don't see myself doing anything else. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is the business doing now?
The business has picked up. We're now in 2016. The first 6 months, that's 2014 to beginning of 2015. Yes, the funds were still there, you know, so I could pay stuff even if you... But after that, it was really, really challenging because whatever projections I had made in the business plan, you know, the wonderful and idealistic business plan, they just fell flat. And I needed to be agile in my thinking and my decision making. You know, and with the introduction of further strategies, so we had to strategize, like stuff with the running club. That's really turned out well. I'm really happy about that.
Why do you think your projections were off and the performance didn't quite match what you thought it was going to do?
Our weakness is that we can't offer customers the credit lines that they pay over 6 months, interest-free. They get the shoe immediately. We can only offer a lay-by. Also, things like management of cash flow, trade terms with suppliers. I mean, you know, the bigger guys can get up to 90 days repayment for invoices. And they also get rebates because they buy in such huge volumes, something I couldn't do as a small independent. So those were the challenges that I came across, and I needed to say, okay, fine, what do I need to do that is different, that is going to get the customer to walk in without me having to explain the features, the benefits, you know, always having that sales pitch, but I've created that baseline for value creation that the customer thinks, yes, this is it, I'm going to come back.
So here's my thing, is that if you asked me to invest in your business a year ago, I would have said you're mad. You're mad.
Yeah.
For several reasons.
Okay.
The biggest being that you're competing with massive department stores.
Yes.
Your product is really no different.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get why you have a sense that this business is going to succeed in spite of the fact that you're essentially in the ring with a 10-pound gorilla.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, right? So as I mentioned, I tried to stock like the big brands, you know, and it's sort of failed completely. So it was literally copy and paste. But I mean, like you mentioned, a guy could be sitting at home on a Saturday, goes online, purchases it lands. And even the customer experience that I wanted to offer when someone walks into the store, that was still not enough. So I needed to go and create my own brand in terms of the apparel that would be an extension of the brand identity of the store. And the brand identity of the store is to target your black metropolitan runner who is not the ideal consumer or target market for, you know, what the other brands are doing. So the guy who wears a size 42 or 44 and they still need to be taken through their first 5K, you know. And that's another reason why we stock up until size 44 in terms of apparel, because we understand that the whole point of someone running, especially our people, it's not necessarily, they haven't gotten to a level that they run because it's a lifestyle. So someone runs and then after that they have breakfast. They're running either to lose weight, to manage some other lifestyle disease or whatever. So that's what I decided to focus my energies on, to say, okay, fine, let's create a community within the space that we're in as the runner's store, that community being the running club, and also listen to the customer. So when the customer comes back, they ask about things. We stock that. Some things they failed, so a customer would say, guys, why don't you stock this and that? We stock it and then it doesn't move. But there's others way, most of the time, where we stocked it because the customer requested it, and it really does well.
I like it. Now we're getting somewhere. So how is that going to get you big growth? How big can this business become?
The store, which is the first one, the only one at the moment, needs to run by itself. I need assistance with debt and cash flow management, as well as supply chain. So currently, with the apparel, it's all good and well that we get a manufacturer to do our apparel and stuff, but we're still ordering in small quantities, so we can't take advantage of the discounts that come with the big line, right? So even if we'd get the necessary capital injection, we do increase our volumes, we need to open up then and expand the sales channels. So we mustn't rely only on a customer walking through the door. People can get to purchase online, but the idea is that they can also do the same with our apparel. Right. So once we sort out the supply chain, we also get the necessary rebates and discounts. Then we open up the sales channel and then we distribute. And in terms of distribution, by the way, the sales channel, I don't think it needs to be limited to bricks and mortar. It's very expensive to set up a store, hundreds of thousands of rands. Whereas if we just adapt ourselves to technology, see how the online or e-commerce space is playing out, study that, and then go ahead and push through that channel.
Okay. I'm going to refer you to a business coach, somebody that you can chat to. You can cry on her shoulder if you want. if you have particular business pains that you're feeling today.
Okay.
And I think you're awesome. I think you're a great entrepreneur. I wouldn't necessarily get into the same business that you're in. I think you've got a passion for that.
Yeah.
But I know that you're going to succeed whatever it is that you choose to do.
Thank you so much, Bits.
Cool. Thank you.
I appreciate.
All right.
Thanks.
I commend Busi for her bravery. She quit a comfortable position in order to follow her passion and create employment for others in the process. However, as with all businesses, there's some challenges that she needs to address. I'm sending her for a coaching session for advice on how to mitigate some of the challenges that we've discussed.
I've just completed my interview with Pepsi. I'm really happy about it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I like the questions he asked. I'm even looking more forward to the session with the business coach and also thinking growth. I think that's what I got out of that interview, not to just let the challenges that are currently in front of me cripple me in terms of my thoughts as to how I can expand the business and offer more value to customers. Thank you.
Have you explored the enterprise development aspect that could apply to your business through these suppliers? Because you're a small business and you're a black female controlled entity.
Yes.
And there's a certain level of fairy tale attached to that. Okay, so I've listened to a few of the challenges that you were discussing with Pepsi, and let's chat about the critical ones.
So we have a challenge where I try to balance between paying the inventory suppliers, so the guys that I have to stock in order to get the sales moving. And then there's also the payment of the fixed expenses, the overheads, so the rental, the salaries, the telephone. And yes, I understand that there's certain days, certain payment days for the fixed expenses. But if the sales don't do well over a particular period, and I need to balance between paying the fixed expense as well as getting in more of the stock that did do well during that period where we didn't do well at all, then I find myself wanting. So yes, the credit lines help a bit, quite a lot in terms of cash flow management. But it also has to do with the planning. So with the sales planning to say, I'm now ordering on a monthly basis based on the season. So yes, I'm agile, but the disadvantage is that there's not enough planning to say 6 months from now, I already know there's X amount in the bank or there's X amount that's been budgeted for. And the sales cycle, I've been managed to realistically project as to how much money is going to come in, that we can actually manage to pay off the expenses.
So are you saying to me that your credit line agreements with your suppliers, the terms are too short?
That's one factor.
Okay.
So with the guys where we're in good standing, they're pretty extended. So I can get up to 60 days from the date of statement. It's still in negotiation with the others where they strictly say 30 days. And then I start panicking and I say, oh gosh, I need to pay this, but then I still need to pay rent, I still need to pay salaries.
Okay, all right. Have you explored the enterprise development aspect that could apply to your business through these suppliers? Because you're a small business and you're a black female controlled entity.
Yes.
And there's a certain level of fairy tale attached to that.
I will explore it. My challenge with the enterprise development side is that as things stand, I'm a customer that trades with those corporates. So I want to see whether they are willing to explore actually developing me, even though there's an actual business, a direct business relationship where there's an exchange of obligations existing.
Are you charging your runners a fee to belong to your club?
Yes, a very minimal fee. We are charging them 200 Rand for the running license, and the vest currently is 250, which is market related. Going forward, we want to also improve on that. So offer more value, but then increase the membership fee so that, we can maximize.
Because the one thing you touched on was obviously cash flow.
Yes.
So for me to be, as a member, it would make sense to have a monthly membership fee to assist with the fixed overheads. You should get to the point where use your monthly memberships for your fixed overheads, and then you don't have that challenge. And then the other thing I want you to look at is a franchise model. Because if you're saying to me that most of your sales for your apparel comes from your membership, then it makes sense to copy and paste. And running has become massive. Road running is huge. And if you're offering, from what I heard in your interview, you're offering a very different package to what the other running clubs are offering out there. And you should maximize that. Because with the franchise model comes, right, you'll be buying more running vests. Also, look at the supply. So you could have a supply option that you could be supplying other running clubs with these vests. So start talking to other running clubs, and because they're facing the same challenges as you. So start talking to them and say, guys, why don't we just stick? We're all running our separate businesses, but we're all facing the same challenges. And if we stand together and if we do things together, we can all eradicate these challenges.
Where to from here? Definitely improving on the sales channels. We're already listing on Takealot. So someone can get our stuff there. So we want our apparel to be there as well. And also just towing the line in terms of cash flow management and tracking sales properly so that, you know, we can improve our systems and stick to the guys. So the best sellers must be there all the time so that we can always have the best sellers, that we never run out of stock with that, and that, yeah, we can just keep the business going.
Deepmoon Emporium is a self-starter, ambitious and hard-working entrepreneur. Akavumeli ubunzima kabhekana nabo ukuthi bona bumphule amandla. Njengamanje uzoxoxisana nathi ngohambo lakhe kwezamabhizinisi nokusitshela ukuthi iDeepmoon Emporium yona ke yasungulwa kanjani.
My name is Mercia Ramagaga. I'm the founder and owner of Deepmoon Fashions. We design clothes, everything that your heart desires. You can find us on Oliver Tambo Drive in Rustenberg, or you can log on to our website on deepmoonfashions.com. You'll get all our details in there. You don't really need capital to start a business because you can start an order and they can pay you a deposit. I sold the garments for graduation fashion show about for 800 rand, and that's how I started my business. I started with that 800 rand.
Rustenberg ngizohlangana nosomabhizinisi wethu esizobe sichitha usuku naye. Igama lalentokazi kuthiwa uMahikeng. uMahikeng yena ke unesitolo sakhe sidayisa izingubo lezi ezithungwe uyena. Ake sixoxisane naye, find out a bit more ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe ke ligqile kweziphi ke izinto uma ngabe bekhuluma ukuthi badayisa izingubo abazithunge bona. Good morning.
Lega.
Good. Sia from Making Moves.
Oh, Kitumeleng, Sia.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I like what I see.
Yeah, no, really, we do our best.
Yeah.
Our level best, definitely.
Okay, take me back to where it all started from. Your journey.
My journey is started my final year for the School of Design. I get the exams. And our exams were like from 8 to 8, 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the evening. So after that, I get a conclusion. Then get busy, stitcher, Then after, then I'm preparing for tomorrow again for the wedding. But the good thing about this whole thing, I reach the deadlines. Then I knew then I can run a business because I can work under pressure. These are some of my garments, my own work.
Your own work?
Yes. We have our own studio,
Yeah.
Yes, we produce them.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's good. You know, setting up a business like this, it doesn't look like getting to a cheap.
No, it's not.
How much money did you need to make sure you get things in place?
You don't really need capital to start a business because you can start an order and they can pay you a deposit. I sold the garments for graduation fashion show about for 800 rand, and that's how I started my business. I started with that 800 rand. This is where we do our work. Yes, and then rastataka your pattern your garment, and then you see Shoni is busy with the pattern garment and then haizwa fale for katiwa, then it comes to a straight stitch, and then from the straight stitch now. Everything that you stitch, then you overlock. This is an overlocking machine. It's just a specialized machine now. Then done, and then after here it goes for the buttonholes and everything else that side.
All right, and then more high on another guy also with what?
I've got Ska, who's a seamstresser. I've got 2 part-time, they're not here. And then I've got Katleho, who's doing the embroidery and also helping in front. And then I've got Shoni. Shoni's from the tertiary. She's doing her BA in fashion. So I take people from tertiary institutions for their interns and their practicals.
Lapha ekhaya imisebenzi engiwenza kakhulu ngokuthunga. Uyakhatha usismisha, mina ngiyajoyina nya-overlocka, ngiyafinisha igarment. Misha ungumuntu ohlala ejabulile, but when it comes to work, she's a serious person. Yeah.
I knew Deepmoon in 2014 through a friend. We were in Joburg. I wanted an outfit for the opening of the Northwest Legislature. So I was referred to Mercia. Oh, she's the best. The outfit that I'm wearing today was made by Deepmoon, Mercia. This is my first outfit with her. Her outfits are out of this world. They're unique.
I know the ladies and the gents, they're looking proper.
Yeah. This is where we do our rehearsals. These are our catwalk models. Some of them are just photographic models, but just for posture and everything, I just tell them to come. And then we've got another models. They're not here, all of them today. Yeah, we have a whole lot of models. I think about 50 to 60 models that we have in our agency.
Yes. Learned a lot about what you guys do go Deepmoon. And I've seen that.
Thank you.
And amazing work that you also do empowering youth.
Yes, we have to.
Thank you. I'll leave you with your girls and the gents.
By the time my little sister called me, and Ari, she's gone, I couldn't take it.
Itumeleng had a turbulent childhood. Ngemva kokuthi ke yena akashiwa abazali bakhe, wakhuliswa amalungu omndeni wakhe ahlukahlukene. Siphindele emuva eMahikeng, lapho khona ke lentokazi lena ke izalelwe khona, futhi kulapho ke yena ke futhi aphuma khona. Ukhumbule ukuthi Mahikeng indawo ke eyigugu kuyena.
Mercia ohodile anale energens tata, and secondly ohodile ale very brave asathabe sepe.
Mercia, she's always been like a mother to me. Kura hara tlantsere gola ke na na guide gore ke be ke le se ke leng sone gompieno.
Ke ngwana wa bo4 mo family ya bana ba le 5.
Mercia ke o godile ile a go-getter. Na ke mmitsa jack of all trades, master of all.
ha re tswile re ile holidaying Mesha o dira dilo tse rona batho ba bantsho re sa di direng o dira shark diving sky diving Mesha wa biker tsa di leng o makaditse a biker from here to Bloemfontein via Makufe ke rata adventure le di pele that way ka tla ba ka tsana mara
ke gopola ka tsatsi le lengwe a utata gage e leng re motswadi wa ka o ne a tla ipotse nakong gore mare ngwana o gateo ke ngwana o ntseng jang
ene sengwe le sengwe sa se lekeletsang o na make sure gore wa se fitlhella ke motho e reng hana le toro o dira ka botsotlhe gore a ba a fitlhelle toro ya gagwe
Tla ngwana ke dutseng le me wa ka maybe for dilengwanyana fela di kana maybe until ke fetsa grade 4
inile nako e difficult thata mo go rona especially now because ke phetse thata le ene
it's emotional
wina ine ya mo amathata mara fela ka gore ke motho o strong ke motho o positive ga ka ga motsaya nako e tselle ile a boa a mogela
I didn't really prepare myself you know by the time my little sister called me and told her she's gone I couldn't take it It's been 11 years but it feels like yesterday
Ke kopane le Itumeleng Mercia ka 2006 ko Mahikeng. She's a very wonderful mother. She has a great personality. We have 3 girls, so you can imagine how will it be to raise so Mercia, she's doing a very wonderful job.
I love being a mother. It's experiencing you know, I live with 2 of my daughters and the other one is in Botswana. The other 2, they're a bit older. The other one, what we normally call ladlaming. I've got 3 girls, happy with that.
She's teaching them how tomorrow, but better people like her. She's actually inspiring them. They are looking forward for every time when they are around, they want to wear her clothes, use her makeup, put on her weaves. So she's their role model.
Itumeleng is a true definition of a hustler. Phela ko Itumeleng omunye kwabantu abambalwa engubaziyo abangakaze basebenzela umuntu. Njengamanje kube nodlwana ndlebe noPeps. Lapho khona ke amchazele kabanzi ngohambo lakhe kwezamabhizinisi futhi waphinde wamtshela ukuthi ke yini ke into ehlala emnikeza ugqozi mihla namalanga.
Fetsa go fitla mo di studios tsa Making Moves. Not really sure about how I feel ka interview ya le Pepsi, but I'm looking forward to it. And I am so looking forward to meeting the coaches because I'm sure I'll be well polished.
Itumeleng's journey as an entrepreneur has been marred with all sorts of difficulties that have almost taken her out of business. But she's always managed to pick herself up and start all over again. She's here to tell me where she gets the strength to keep going, as well as share her future vision for her business.
Hi, Pepsi.
Thank
you.
Where do you get the strength to keep going?
Pepsi ke motho o mong o self-motivated and ke motho wa gona le di-goals ke motho go ipona ke ya somewhere mo botshelong. So those are the things that didn't keep ke le strong. Every time ha ke bona ke re dilo ga di tsamaye sentle ke tsaya that as a lesson and ke dilo tse ke ipolelang gore di ka se stop gore ke fitlhe ko ke batlang go fitlha ko teng.
What has been the most difficult experience that you've had as an entrepreneur?
Pepsi go dira diphoshonyana tse dinyane mo businessing. Like when I started my business, I was very, very excited. Everything it's falling into place in a very short space of time. You know, I started very well supplying Y shop, and in 2 months I got a contract. Felt like it's a small business. I supply a Y shop more Rustenberg in Johannesburg, and then a year later I got an order of 1,400 units to export my stuff to Madrid and Barcelona in Spain. You know, I was very, very excited. So I focus on the most important things like ensuring your business, you know. So after all those things, how I'm going to do this and that, and they broke into my store, like my workshop, they cleaned me out, you know. But then I had to come up with plans, or you know, this is my mistake. It's something that when you start a business, osa train you how to go businessing. These are the most important things. So prioritize.
What was your next step? How to like a stock?
I started go do pawn shops, the sewing machines, the domestic sewing machines, because those were the ones that I could only afford at the time. Another machine, but I've learned my lesson. So but then fast. So everything I have to be patient, or I've made my mistake. So be patient, or
okay. So how camera Y shop? What's my Gauteng? Why Mahikeng?
Yes.
Why did you make that move? And how did that move work out for you?
That move, it was because of my parents passed on, so I had to go back home, check and everything. So I moved back after my mother passed on, and I guess it was very difficult. I won't lie, because Mojoburg is the big cities where things are happening, especially Hollywood currencies are fashion. Northwest, it's a bit laid back, you know. It's a rural province. So but at least when I went back, I already some few machines. So it has to be word of mouth. I had to go around, make sure that people know me. But Mahikeng is very small, so how one person, and before 50 people know about you already. And then get the local newspapers, the articles, and then people get to read about me. Then they put my numbers. Then people will start calling me. Local radio stations as well, get the interviews. Then that's how I started.
And how is it going? Are you making money?
Yes, it's going very well in Rustenberg. I can say better than in Mahikeng. I think, but Rustenberg, I get a developer, and there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of mines, you know. So I'm making my money there. I'm making enough to survive, yes, but I still want to grow bigger.
Okay.
Yes.
Where is the biggest revenue coming from? So
it's coming from the manufacturing and the wedding gowns.
The manufacturing
of garments, because people come and they want this design, I want that design, matric farewell, I want that design, and I dress mostly politicians like MECs, you know, because Northwest it's more of a, you know, like it's more, I don't know, like a government. I dress Mosadi wa ha.
Oh, Mrs. Supra.
Mrs. Supra, yes. Yes. So those are the people who target them. I just make 3 outfits and then so hence from the production side also I make a lot of money, because I produce fela, stress.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm going to send you off a business coach, who told us some advice, business here, how, and try and get to the root of some of the things that you want to solve.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Itumeleng is a self-starter who's had to learn many business lessons along the way. The business is still running, albeit with a few challenges here and there that need to be ironed out. I'm going to send her for a coaching session with one of our seasoned business coaches.
Interview ya le Pepsi is sentle. I think the questions they were very relevant and I'm so looking forward to a coaching session that they've promised me. So I'm very, very excited.
So, Itumeleng, you had a chat with Pepsi and you highlighted a few of your challenges. Do you want to tell me what you want us to deal with?
Firstly, I want us to deal with labor issues. You know, sometimes people end up going back at home and saying, or not coming to work at all, saying that, you know, we were told that we are entitled to a leave whenever.
You do have staff contracts and stuff in place?
Yes, I do.
My understanding is that your labor issues are that their minds are being corrupted in terms of what they're entitled to, and there's that sense of entitlement that they're driving forward and not taking into consideration the operational requirements of the business. Am I correct?
Yes,
definitely. Okay, so for me that's pretty simple, okay? Your biggest asset in your business is obviously yourself first, and after yourself, your second largest asset in your business is your human resources, right? Okay. Now, you cannot separate yourself from your human resources because your human resources is an absolute extension of where you're wanting your business to go. So my suggestion is when you're doing your annual planning, you need to involve your employees because they need to understand that this is where we are right now, and in order for this business to be sustainable and for us to continue having our jobs, this is where we're going. But there needs to be staff inclusion, right? We understand that that leave is an entitlement. You're entitled to a certain days, but there's also an operational requirement within a business. In small businesses, we don't have the capacity to replace people. You have to pay a salary, so automatically there's a loss of manufacturing income from your business. You cannot go to an agency and say, please replace, because then you're doubling up and you can't afford that as a small business.
No, we cannot.
But the only way your staff will understand that is if you talk to them about it and include them in the business strategy.
I think that's a very good idea, especially how we include my strategic planning session. It be part of most of the decisions so that how I implement. I'm just telling them do this, don't do that. In guys, this is how we're going to do things. So please let's stick to it. The other one is I would have problem getting maybe well-trained staff, you know, which has been another problem that when I'm not around, I feel like, you know, the business is not moving, you know, so it's like I'm really into running the business myself.
You can take somebody off the street and teach them your culture. If they culturally don't connect with you on a business level, they'll automatically leave. But if they can, and you've got to be consistent with saying, this is our business culture, this is how we do things here, and this is how we deal with matters. You'll be able to walk out and go to the Maldives for a 6-month holiday, and your business will still be intact when it comes back. Itumeleng is an absolute powerhouse. She's a fantastic businesswoman. She's grown a phenomenal business. The one thing that she needed, that was evident, was she was a teller in her business, and she didn't include her staff enough, because that was the root of all her problems.
Now I know exactly what the plans I think it will. So from now on, it's implementation, implementation, implementation.